Cause I have
Okay, so hello guys, this is AvG Films, and today we're doing an AvgCast with Brody. So Elitebrody, how does it feel to be on the channel for the first time?
this is great, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to both of our channels, soon I will be changing my name to Elitebrody. Right now it is Elite. So
Yeah, like Elite Z, but like it's pronounced Elite. So
yeah.
make sure you subscribe to both of us, and I think Elitebrody is gonna be our new editor. I think, right? Is that right?
I'm gonna be on. You're gonna be seeing me on his channel a lot. Maybe him on my channel a little bit. But
Yeah,
me,
maybe.
I'm mostly gonna be on his channel. But if things don't work out like this way, then we'll figure something out.
Yeah. But, so, today we are going to do the very first episode of AvgCast. So, the topic is, what just
Nintendo
happened.
Direct?
Well, not just that. I mean, we're going to talk about every single thing that happened in E3. If you don't know, E3 is,
Yes.
it's like really big and stuff, and each company announces games. So we're going to go one by one. We're going to start with Google Stadia. We're going to start with the Stadia conference, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, Stadia. And I think we should grade each conference on a scale of 1 to 10 and then do decimals. Like, so 8.5 to, or like, you get the idea, right? So,
Mhm.
Stadia, in my opinion, was pretty mediocre. Would you agree?
Yes.
They announced Baldur's Gate 3. That was pretty nice. They announced like 2 indie games, and then they detailed Stadia. They were like, this is Stadia Pro, so it's like a subscription service like Netflix. It literally is Netflix for games. It's gonna cost like it's $9.99 a month or $120 a year.
I
They announced
mean,
like the Founders Edition or
they
whatever.
could make a killing. They could make a killing off of, Netflix shows, making games out of them. They could make a killing.
Yeah, and but Stadia. They also had Stadia Base, which is like the free version. Like, so that's not launching until next year, but it's like, kind of big and stuff. So that's
Uh,
happening. Then
Tell
there's
us in the
that.
comments what you guys are hyped for.
Yeah, but I'm not hyped for Stadia because it was pretty mediocre. Like, they detailed Stadia and whatever, the cloud streaming
Okay.
service.
Let's
But
go ahead and talk about Ubisoft.
well,
Ubisoft
no,
at
no, no, no,
E3.
no.
Hold on.
We're going in order. We're going in order.
Okay.
We're going in order.
So
So, well,
briefing
first we have to
the
give them a
Xbox
grade.
briefing.
We have to go in order, and plus next is EA. Next is
Yeah.
EA. So overall, I would give Stadia about a 6. I'm even gonna dot them down to a 5. Official AvG cast grade is 5 for me. What do you think? Did you even see it?
No, unfortunately not. But
Well, I mean, you don't really need to because it could have been explained in like 10 minutes and they made it go
yeah,
on
yeah,
an
yeah.
hour and crap. But, anyways, overall, I think it was a pretty mediocre thing, so I give it a 5 out of 10. The next is EA's, and EA's was so freaking bad. I'm
Oh
not even
my
gonna get
gosh.
started. So, EA, instead of doing the traditional conference where they do a screen on
Hey,
stage and stuff, they did
I'm
those
not.
separate.
We're not gonna cover this yet, but at the end, I guess we'll cover the new Star Wars game. That's like maybe the only thing non-bad about the EA.
Yeah, and I mean, I cut off the stream when Apex Legends was over, mainly
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I also
yeah.
kind of wanted to see Apex. But other than that, like
I
there was a
kind of
really
wanted to
good
see
reason.
Apex, but just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, and everything else was just bad too. Like Battlefield, you got a couple maps. Madden and FIFA, if you're into that,
Mm-hmm.
then I guess. The thing that really pissed a ton of people off was that FIFA 20 on Switch is like the Legacy Edition, so all it's gonna get is like a roster update, which is really, really scummy. That's really weird why they would decide to do that instead of giving it, the full version on Switch. But and there was like some Sims 4 expansion.
Yes,
Star
I
Wars
know
was
that.
literally the only thing good. And even that could have been shown in like Microsoft's or whatever. Like
Yeah,
this had no reason to exist. So overall I give them about I give them about only because the stuff they showed in each game was not horrible. I'm gonna give them a 3. I'm even gonna dock it down again to a 2.
3. But if you were talking just Star Wars game, I'd say about 6 or 7.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. I agree. So next we have Microsoft. This is a big one.
This is
Now,
a big elephant in the room, kind of.
well, I would say, yeah, Microsoft. Well, let me go over the big elephant in the room this year. It was a lot smaller because Sony was not there for like the first E3 in like forever, basically. Like, I don't think any E3 has gone without PlayStation until now. Like, PlayStation has literally been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of odd to see them drop out this year. So, that's the big elephant in the room for this year. And we had to see if. Here's another big elephant in the room, and this was a big theme at Microsoft. All these developers had like small conferences, probably because they didn't want to show the games they're developing for the Xbox 2 or whatever and the PlayStation 5. I I think we're at a point where they're starting to be like, okay, can we wrap this thing up? So yeah, we're at like a gap year where not many things are being shown, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is affecting the games that we saw definitely at Microsoft. So let me go over the list real quick. So if we go look at the list, which should be like right here. Wait just a second, guys. Okay, I got it. So if we look at Microsoft, they had The Outer Worlds, which admittedly is a game I'm looking forward to. That game called Bleeding Edge, it's like a co-op action game. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, that got delayed too. And so did Minecraft Dungeons. There's some Blair Witch game or something. I don't know. There's Cyberpunk 2077 is one I'm genuinely looking forward to.
Yes.
Like, that game looked awesome. And they had freaking Keanu Reeves
Keanu
there.
Reeves, dude.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
He
that
was
was
he was a big elephant in the room
not. I don't think
for
there's
for
even an
Cyberpunk.
elephant.
For Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for that.
and also, something I was not expecting was they gave us a release date of, and it was pretty soon. It's like April 16th. Well, that's not soon, but still, it's sooner than I expected.
Yeah.
So, Battletoads look pretty cool. There's a new Microsoft Flight Simulator game.
Yay.
Yay. Age of Empires 2. Yay. Wolfenstein. Wasteland 3. Psychonauts 2. Some Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gears 5. Dying Light 2. Things like that. So, sorry if you hear me tapping, but yeah, that's overall what happened. What did you think of it? Oh, wait. We have to talk about something else. We have to talk about Xbox Scarlet. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Man, me and him were talking about this the other day or yesterday. We were talking
Yeah,
about the price, the design,
yeah.
the SSD.
Yeah, I really like the fact that there's an SSD in the thing, and I think the price is going to be 500, and I think it's going to launch in November. I think all those are safe bets.
Yeah. I thought November too, but $500. Yes, chance. I got my Xbox One X for $500.
Mm-hmm.
But Scorpio, I did not know was $500. But
Yeah, it was 500.
if
But
if they're hiding something from us on Scarlet, then price probably would not be 500.
I'm not sure if it would go above 500. I think 500
Yeah,
is. I think here's my prediction: PlayStation 5.
maybe 550, maybe 600. To probably go to 600. Maybe has a
600 is
chance.
really pushing it because people got
Yeah,
mad when they announced the PS3 to be 600. So, yeah. And 500 was pretty. The 500 is like what I think
yeah,
it is. And
yeah.
PS5, I think, is 400.
Didn't you say 8K for the Scarlet?
Yeah, they said 4K at 120 FPS, but I guess it can be 8K if you want like 60
8K
FPS.
might bring up the price a little. Just gonna say that.
Well, I mean, the PS5 also has 8K,
I
so
mean, you
maybe.
might need 8K TV.
Well, I mean, you
We'll
can
see.
also use 4K. It's just like using an
Yeah,
Xbox
yeah.
One
I mean,
X on a.
if you have a 4K TV, then it'll do 4K.
So overall, I thought it was pretty cool. Thought it was pretty decent. And then Halo Infinite ended it out, and it looked pretty good. Like the graphics looked pretty good for next gen, I'm gonna say. So overall, grade for Microsoft, I'm gonna say is 8.5 because the problem I had with Microsoft, the big problem that I had with them is that Microsoft didn't have a big new heavy hitting title, right?
I think I'm
Every
gonna go with 8 just because of big game like big bunch of games that are like kind of junky and that are not that big that people play. So I'm just go with an 8.
I'm going
No
to go
hate
with an
plus.
I'm gonna
No.
go with an 8.5 for them. All right, next we have to talk about Bethesda. Bethesda was, I'd say, probably besides EA and Stadia. Well, even Stadia, I think, beat this. Like, it was pretty bad. So,
Yeah.
they announced updates to Fallout 76, The Elder Scrolls Blades, Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls Legends, Rage 2, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, and then Wolfenstein Youngblood, and they did a big thing for Doom Eternal, which I thought looked pretty good. And they announced, guess how many games they announced? They announced 3 games. 3. And
Kidding.
yes, I know. And they announced some game called Ghostwire Tokyo, which
I saw
looks
that.
pretty
Yes.
decent. Deathloop looks pretty good. And then they announced they did my boy Commander Keen dirty. They made him into a free-to-play mobile game that looks like absolute garbage. But we're gonna get into the biggest, biggest oof. You turned that into a mobile game? We're getting there. We're getting there. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. And they also announced something called, like, Orion, which is supposed to be, like, something that makes game streaming run a lot better.
And then something about a new battle royale mode. And wait, wasn't it Fallout or
Fallout
something?
76.
Yeah.
Fallout 76. So,
Good luck with that. Oh
overall,
my gosh.
I give it at least, unlike EA, there was stuff I cared about. So, overall, I have to give them a 4.
But the thing about the new battle royale mode is, people didn't like Fallout 76 that much, so I don't think it's gonna be that killing, but like that popular. But I don't know.
All right, so next we have to move on to Ubisoft, which I think
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft
I
looks.
I have to say this game right. Say something right now. What I'm hyped for Ubisoft is Good Beyond Evil. Pretty cool
Yeah, me
game.
too,
Pretty
me
cool
too.
looking game.
And they freaking didn't show it and I'm so mad about that.
Yeah. I was
But here's
literally
the
gonna
other
watch
thing.
the whole thing and waiting for it. I
I
watched it
would
till the end, and it didn't
I
even
would
come
have
up.
been I would have been happy if they would have shown some actual stuff. Like
They only showed Good Beyond Evil 2 on E3 2017.
and E3 2018.
Well,
But
2018 some.
yeah, but like half the games they showed were Tom Clancy games.
Tom. Well,
They announced an
they
update to Rainbow Six Siege.
yeah I updated it today. It's new
The
operators.
the Division 2 Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
I saw that.
And then there's 2 new games they announced, which is called Rainbow Six Quarantine. And here was that mobile game I was talking about.
Wait. I didn't see the whole Rainbow Six Siege, the new one, the Quarantine. But is it like some kind of like different version of Rainbow Six Siege?
I remember at the very
Like
end of the
number
trailer,
2?
they said like 3-player tactical co-op or something like that. Also, here was that mobile game I was talking about. It was called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. And people have been begging Ubisoft for a Splinter Cell game for a while now. And they freaking took that character and put him into a mobile game. A freaking mobile game. You gotta be kidding me. Then they announced Watch Dogs Legion, which looked pretty good.
Pretty good.
For Honor, Brawlhalla got Adventure Time, and
what was the For Honor about? New For Honor or just update?
No. It was just like a in-game event, I think.
Oh.
And also my favorite game, Just Dance 2020.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait, dude.
I cannot wait to dance. Also, did you know that they are still making Just Dance games for the original Wii? Like, that console released in 2007, and Ubisoft is still releasing Just Dance games for
Okay. Relax. Wii was my childhood, okay? Just Dance.
I'm not saying that Wii was a
Just
bad
Dance
console.
2012, I think it was.
I'm just saying
that was fun.
There were 2 consoles after it, and they're still pushing the Wii. What the heck? Anyways.
I mean, I could see some people still probably have Wiis. You know?
Yeah.
I could see some little kids having some Wiis.
I still have my Wii. And anyways, we have 2 more games to go over. First was that new IP that got leaked a ton before the conference aired, which was called Roller Champions. People compared it to Rocket League, and I think that's a pretty fair comparison because it does kind of look like it, but with skates. It does look pretty cool, I guess. And one game I'm really interested in seeing is the game they ended it out with, which was called Gods and Monsters. That game looked pretty good, I have to say. Good. So overall, Ubisoft didn't impress me at all. I'm gonna give them probably, I don't know, there wasn't much that impressed me, so I'm gonna give them probably a 3.5. I'm giving them a 3.5. There wasn't much that interested me. So yeah. And so we had 2 pretty bad conferences back to back, but thankfully we ended out E3 with 2 pretty good ones. So first we have Square Enix, and my god, they just did so good. So they have I know you're probably not into Final Fantasy, but they had announced like Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they announced the release date beforehand, but you know, Life is Strange 2 got like a recap trailer. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles got remastered. Octopath Traveler was there. The Last Remnant Remastered, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest 11, Circuit Superstars, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Battalion 1944, Final Fantasy 14, Dying Light 2, and then two games from the Saga series. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, we got a new game in that. A new game called Outriders from People Can Fly, and believe it or not, I think they had some involvement with Fortnite. I think so. But don't let that fool you, because they also
Fortnite was at E3 though.
Fortnite wasn't at E3. Yeah.
Well, they made it seem like it because, like, you know.
Yeah, they had a booth and stuff, but other than that, yeah. Oninaki, some game called that, was shown. Final Fantasy VIII, that was a game where they apparently, like, lost the source code, so they couldn't, like, port it to anything. And they ended it out with a game that honestly looked pretty disappointing, in my opinion, and that was Marvel Avengers. It looked alright.
I mean, they didn't. It's not very updated because you know Thor's hair is like that, and then you got like the Hulk. Yeah. It's not very updated like Spider-Man is and stuff, huh?
They do have a good cast though on that game.
Yeah, they have a pretty good cast.
Like, they have freaking Nathan Drake doing Iron Man, and they have his name Joel from The Last of Us doing Hulk. Pretty good cast.
I kind of wish they actually like had, because you know Marvel and like the Avengers team, they revealed it on their Instagram page. So I wish it was like the real boys.
Yeah, like Robert Downey Jr. That would have been cool.
And Chris Evans and stuff.
That was a lot. So I'm gonna give them. I know I'm gonna have a controversial opinion on this. I'm gonna give them a 9. 8.5. 8. Yeah, 8.5. 8.5 sounds pretty good. But I think, hands down, the people who won E3, in my opinion, was Nintendo. I think they won E3.
Yeah.
So, we got 2 Smash Brothers characters. We got
Banjo-Kazooie,
Dragon Quest Hero, and we got Banjo-Kazooie. Both really good characters to add, in my opinion.
Wait, but we still do have, I think, don't we have 2 more days till E3 is done?
We have 2 more after this. So.
Okay, so I guess we'll release the next podcast on maybe June the 14th or something.
What?
I don't know, maybe, because you want to do episode 2 podcast on the next 2 E3s? Let me see.
I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. We're just going to shoot out AvgCast whenever I can, really. But we have Dragon Quest 11, Luigi's Mansion 3, The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. This one was a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for Luigi's Mansion, we didn't get a release date, which was kind of weird. But we did get a release date for Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. That's coming out on September 20th, if you're interested. Trials of Mana and Collection of Mana were both Square Enix games, and they both look pretty good. They somehow got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt to run on there. A complete edition. Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Resident Evil 5 and 6, No More Heroes 3, Contra Rogue Core, which is a new Contra game, the Contra Collection, Daemon X Machina, Panzer Dragoon, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Astral Chain, Empire of Sin, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. We got a release date for Cadence of Hyrule. We got Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic Games. We got a new trailer and a release date for Animal Crossing New Horizons, which unfortunately got delayed to, I think, March. Yeah, March 20th, 2020.
Totally forgot about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and they ended it out by confirming that there is a sequel to Breath of the Wild in development. So, all in all, I think they won. They hands down. They had everything right. Like they had so many good games that appealed to me, and it was just good, just really good. And we did get some surprises here and there, like The Witcher 3, and one thing. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. We did get a lot of games, and because of that, I think they're holding off from 2020 games. Besides, Animal Crossing and stuff. So overall, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give them a 10. I'm gonna give them a 10. I know you probably won't because most of these games don't appeal to you, but they just got everything right, and I think they did really well.
I'm not really gonna overall that one, because I'm not necessarily familiar with Nintendo that much, but I think I will get more caught up with it and stuff. But Smash Bros is a really good game, and a bunch of other games are really good for Nintendo. But I'm not gonna overall it right now. I'm just gonna leave it to AvG Films for him to say what he wants.
Alright, that's what I think I'm gonna say. And we're not also counting anything that gets announced in the Treehouse or E3 Coliseum or anything. This was just a thing for overall all the major conferences. So overall, Elitebrody, how do you feel about E3 this year? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Do you think it was pretty mediocre?
E3, I gotta say, was pretty really good this year.
I would say the same.
Besides, all the, not really big,
ones and
mediocre, like, pretty bad games and stuff. Besides that, games, the release dates on the games, pretty hyped. Hyped for Scarlet.
Keanu Reeves
being there got me pretty hyped.
and called everybody breathtaking.
Yeah.
They
so overall, E3 was great this year.
They gave the guy who said you're breathtaking a free Cyberpunk 2077 copy.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. But all in all, I think E3 was pretty good. I'm going to have to say the same that Elitebrody did. So, Elitebrody, thanks for joining me in the first AvgCast. I'm going to leave it
No problem.
I'm going to leave it all up to me, and the E3 season is officially over. I think it was pretty good. He thinks it was pretty good. And I think that's about all we have to say. So, I'm going to go now, and I'm going to see you later, guys. So
Peace out.
Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.
Let's go. That was awesome.